Welcome to Math Made Easy. What if you could understand the entire history of a field just by looking at a single date? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're not talking about some famous battle or a national holiday. Nope, we're looking at March 19th, and we're going to use it to unlock the secret history of mathematics.
It's a great question, right? So, what can a single day really tell us about an entire field of science? What makes March 19th so special is that it's not famous for one big thing. And that's the point. Instead, it's like a perfect cross-section of history, and it reveals the human drama, the quiet revolutions, and the collaborative spirit that truly define math. So, let's start our journey. Just take a look at the sheer scope here. Our story kicks off way back in 1685 with the death of René Desluze, who was a master of geometric curves. Then it jumps to 1791, right in the middle of the French Revolution, when the metric system was first put on the table. And it stretches all the way to the end of the 20th century, marking the passing of two modern giants. This single day, March 19th, weaves together threads from over 300 years of mathematical history. It's pretty wild.
So let's start with the big thinkers, the Revolutionaries, the people whose ideas were so profound they literally reshaped our reality. Our first stop is with a man who passed away on this very day, March 19th in 1987.
This is Louis de Broglie. And here's the most incredible thing about him. He wasn't even supposed to be a physicist. He actually graduated with a degree in history. Yeah, history. But he found himself totally fascinated by the deep mysteries of quantum physics. And in his doctoral thesis, of all places, he laid out an idea so revolutionary it would end up winning him the Nobel Prize.
This quote, it perfectly captures his genius. See, at the time, physics was basically torn. Is light a particle or a wave? Is matter a particle or a wave? De Broglie's incredible insight was to just stop choosing. He said, what if they're not in conflict at all? What if they're just two sides of the same coin?
And that led to his core idea, particle-wave duality. In his 1924 thesis, he theorized that all matter, even electrons, which everyone thought of as these tiny, solid little balls, also behaves like a wave. It was a completely radical idea. But it wasn't just a theory. A few years later, experiments confirmed it, and it became a cornerstone of quantum mechanics. All from a history student who dared to think differently. Amazing.
Okay, so de Broglie's story is about a revolution in thought. Our next story, also from March 19th, is about a revolution of the human spirit. This is the story of Chen Jingrun, who passed away in 1996 in his lifelong, seemingly impossible quest.
Chen heard these words as a high school student. The Goldbach Conjecture is one of the most famous unsolved problems in all of math. And for Chen, this wasn't just a lesson from his teacher, it was a calling. That image, the pearl on the crown, would drive him for the rest of his life. And this was the mountain he decided to climb. Now, he didn't quite reach the absolute peak. A full proof of the Goldbach Conjecture still eludes us. But his work, what we now call Chen's theorem, was a massive leap forward. It was the closest anyone had ever come, and it was hailed as a mathematical triumph. But the story of how he got there, that's what's truly staggering.
You see, Chen achieved this breakthrough during the darkest days of China's Cultural Revolution. As an academic, he was a target. He was beaten, forced into manual labor, and locked away in a tiny, dark boiler room with no electricity. And yet, every single night, by the faint light of a single kerosene lamp, he secretly kept working on this incredibly complex proof. The physical and mental toll was just immense.
Eventually, his work was recognized, and he became a national hero in China. This statue at his old university, it doesn't just honor a brilliant theorem. It honors an unbreakable spirit, a man who pursued that pearl on the crown through unimaginable darkness. Now, math isn't just about solitary geniuses working away in secret. It's also a social thing, built by people who create spaces for ideas to grow and connect. And March 19th celebrates these community builders too.
And here we see two different ways that happens. On one side, you have Joseph Puzyna, who was born on March 19th. He focused on building a powerhouse at home, laying the groundwork for the legendary Love School of Mathematics in Poland. Then, on the other side, you have Marius Lacoîme, who passed away on this day. He was thinking globally. He was a key organizer of the very first International Congress of Mathematics, creating a worldwide stage for the field. One built a national center of excellence, the other a global meeting place. Both absolutely crucial.
And honestly, we've only scratched the surface.
The sheer density of history packed into just this one day, March 19th, is unbelievable. It really shows you that the story of math is this living, breathing thing that's constantly being written.
I mean, the list just keeps going. From the elegant geometry of René de Sleuz's Pearl curves way back in the 17th century, to the super practical work of Richard Bellman in the 20th century on dynamic programming, a tool that powers everything from economics to AI today, to Gaston Julia, whose ideas gave us the infinite beautiful complexity of fractals. All of these threads, from pure beauty to pure utility, are woven into this single day.
So, if one single, seemingly random day can hold all these stories of revolution, of perseverance, and of community, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Right now, as you're watching this, someone, somewhere is working on a proof in a boiler room, or organizing a new kind of conference, or having an insight that's going to change everything. March 19th is history. The real question is, what mathematical history is being written today? Please like, subscribe, Math Made Easy channel.